this exercise, we'll create a label and look at the options for positioning and moving it. We'll start with a drawing that looks like this and turn off level 5 to remove the dimensions from the display. We'll click on the label icon and type break edges 0.005 for the text. We'll pick an inside corner on the part and then click to place the label text. We can then pick additional locations for leader arrows. If we right mouse click before we place the label text, we can change the leader orientation or change the settings for this annotation and any future annotations. After we place the label, we'll click on the generic edit icon. We can then make changes to the label. Next, we'll click on the generic move icon. We'll click on the text and move it to a new location. Then we'll click on one of the label arrows. Two additional options appear on the conversation bar. We'll select New and add another arrow to the label. If we select Delete, the selected arrow is removed from the label. So let's work with an actual file. We'll open up sample file KCV drawing10.ckd. Let's turn off level 5. We're going to click on the toggle splitter to remove the level list from the display. Now let's click on the label icon and we'll type break edges 0.005. If we click on the formatting, we could change the font, etc. for the label. Now let's click on this corner to place an arrow and then click to place the label. And before we click, if we right mouse click, we'll see there's multiple options there. So let's click to place the label, and then we'll click to place a second arrow, and then click on Done. Now let's click on the generic edit. After you make a label, if you use generic edit, you can go back and also change many of the options in the label, the font, etc. Now let's click on generic move. If we click on the text of the label, we can reposition it. If we right mouse click, we can change the leader orientation as we're moving that text. If we select an arrow with the generic move, notice two new options appear. If we click New, it allows us to add an additional arrow. Let's select another arrow and click on Delete. That'll get rid of the arrow. So it's pretty easy to do. Let's recap. In this exercise, we created a label and looked at the options for positioning it and moving it. We started with a drawing that looked like this and turned off level 5 to remove the dimensions from the display. We clicked on the label icon and typed break edges 0.005 for the text. We picked an inside corner on the part and then clicked to place the label text. We then picked another location for a leader arrow. If we right mouse click before we place the label text, we can change the leader orientation or change the settings for this annotation and any future annotations. After we placed the label, we clicked on the generic edit icon. This allowed us to make changes to the label. Next, we clicked on the generic move icon. We clicked on the text and moved it to a new location. Then we clicked on one of the label arrows. Two additional options appeared on the conversation bar. We selected New and added another arrow to the label. Next, we selected another arrow and then Delete to eliminate that arrow. So you can see you have many options when working with labels in KeyCreator.